Good evening and welcome to Belgium Grand Prix of Formula 2. Today in Spa-Francorchamps we'll be having two 11 lap races. So let's see what's going to happen in those today's races. And at the moment in the lobby we have 17 drivers. And I may need to look at my internet connections. Does my parents have connected to Wi-Fi? Because I have so many yellow and red connections. But the stream is working alright, so it should not be my internet, it should be the others. Or if it's mine, I need to disconnect with a Wi-Fi connections very shortly. But at this point, let's have a look at the standings. So the F2 standings are looking like this. Schumacher is leading the championship by 4 points to the Discs. Osner 0 and Raikkonen are no longer able to score points in F2. They are now F2, F1 drivers. Then Puhkuli, Ethan Iceman and Roth are very close to each other with 52, 51 and 47 points. And Gavin in 47 also. Fresh Matti participating today, he has a qualify ban and 5-second time penalty. Then Osgood, Steamset and those guys are very close. We today just released the penalties, they are not on the list, but they are in my Excel. And in Constructors, Haas leading, Renault second, and then far behind Ferrari third, with Williams 1 point behind, McLaren 3 points behind, and then McLaren Racing Point, Roche and Alpha very close, the Red Bull 20 points and Mercedes only 1 point. And weather forecast for today's race is looking like this. So qualifying quantity, overcast conditions. Race 1 is going to be clear and race 2 is going to be in at least starting in light rain conditions. So very interesting weather coming up today. And we have a couple of drivers who haven't joined yet, so I will invite a couple of mans. We have 17 drivers in the lobby plus me, so it's a very good score at the moment. And yeah, 18 drivers, so one more has joined us. It's another Red Bull, I can't see the name at the moment, so we have 18 drivers. Yeah, let's go. If some of the drivers are watching the stream, I have my phone in the recharger, so I need to go far away from my computer to send the message that let's go. Oskuts may join. Has he joined yet? Yes, he has joined yet, so we can go with 18 drivers. At least to qualifying, hopefully we get 1 or even 2 more in the race. Spa-Francorchamps, very interesting track to race with. Eau Rouge, of course, very fun corner to go through. And well, if you have played any F1 games, you will know that Eau Rouge is the turn which you want to handle perfectly. If you lose the control on top of the Eau Rouge, you're gone. So yeah, what Matty? I expect your fresh Matty by the name. What is your question? You can always ask any questions you have in your mind in there, and I will answer them as well as I can. If you have something about your quali ban in your mind, that was because you received intentional crash 5 penalty points earlier on this season, and 4 penalty points is the limit for quali ban, so that way you get an automatic quali ban, so that's why you have that. And well, who is old28? Could you say your PSN username? Because I can see 18 drivers in the list, but I have no idea who is driving the first race. Oh, the Rabble. Ah, Lateski. Okay. I didn't realize that actually. I thought you have done more races, but yeah, I think it's your first one. But we are ready. The lobby is set. The qualifying has begun here in Spa. And last time out you didn't have any audio, or you F2 drivers had, but F1 stream didn't have any audio. So I don't know what went wrong there, but something went. And well, and I'm Parky Sakko, the league owner and your commentator for all races this season. Or trying to be in all races, but Not sure about my goals. At least the Sundays can't read. If I don't have any other stuff to do with my parents, but if I have something to do with friends, they can always be postponed. But yeah. It's time to begin the qualifying action of this Spa-Francorchamps qualifying. First driver out on the track is Rappel 03. So the qualifying is can't read overcast. There is no chance for the weather to change. So it's completely overcast, the conditions. In race there is clear, and then may have some changes, and F2 will start can't read in the light rain conditions. So the race 2 will be very interesting. And drivers need to have some strategies in this qualifying session, because race 1, it's only 11 laps in 25% races, so the tire strategy is not that critical. In 25% you will surely go medium or soft near the start. Doesn't matter, you will go to the end. You don't need any hard compound on any track. Sabo, first race of this season, he has done any other F1 races in VCS, but now he's new driver this season, starting from F2, trying to make his training. He's pulled away through the F1. He's 100 points behind the lead going into this race, and there's Belgium, Italian and Singapore Grand Prix. 3 races, 3 weekends, but 6 races before we start making final changes from F2 to F1 and from F1 to F2. So after Singapore we will make the changes, and to Russia we will have the final order for the season. And with States we'll start making some rule change votes when we go closer to the end of the season. Somewhere around Russia, Japan, we will start voting about the new rules, and we will close the new rules once the season ends. Because after the season ends, there's only 2 weeks until the release of F1 2020, so we need to have all the rules in mind. Because there's only 4-week break, 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after the game release. So we will start at the very end of between July and August. So we will start during the in real life summer holidays. So there's a couple of races before the school start. At least in Finland, I don't know when the schools will start in other Europe, but at least in Finland the schools will start middle of August. And Rappel has front wing damage, so that has not started well. And there's Fresh Matti back onto the track. He had the quali ban, so he didn't serve it. So he has to serve it in the next race he participates in. Otherwise he gets a race ban, so he should have suffered the quali ban today, but he is not suffering it. Oh, he actually suffers it by this way. Or did he lost it? I don't know. Anyway, it's now count because he retired from the session, so he has now suffered the quali ban. If he is last, he successfully suffered a penalty. Because it's count, you're last, so it's count. I think he just took a little bit touch, then went into the wall, and now he's dropping last and serving the penalty. Road sets the toe, 144.988. Dean Gamer goes half a second quicker at the time. Sciordia into the pit lane. Lateski through the final corner, the new driver. Staying 12th, I think that was invalidation. This next driver, it's Fluat Elpu. Oh, a little bit squeezy deezy with the back. He's going 5th. And now Tabo crossed the line with the first shot. He goes fastest by 7 tenths, 43.8 at the time. Ex-Formula 1 driver in the league. My pace is kind of Tabo's pace, so Tabo should have an easy qualifying today. And he should be able to get into F1 quite easily if he can just beat the drivers and finish the races. And then there's Oskuts and Puhkuli. Oskuts goes 3rd fastest, and Puhkuli goes 10th fastest. Oh, that was a bad lap. That's like full wet lap with an old F1 car, so that's a very slow lap, but another go. Not an issue, 12 minutes to go. Of course, Spa-Francorchamps is so big track, so long track that 5 kilos of fuel is not enough. Another invalidation. The track is so long that you really need 3 minutes. If you leave the garage at 3 minutes, you should be able to make it. At 2 minutes, at risk. 2.5 should still go. So, gotta do it in the pit lane, so it must be a road in the final corner. Yes, it is. Trying to improve his lap time. Nope. Into the pits. And it must be Dean Gamer into the pit lane. Yeah. Now they are the drivers who have already set their lap time, and now they're returning into the pit box. It's maximum 3 laps here, because the time, there's so less time. There's less time than on other tracks, basically. Or it feels like there's less time, but actually there's as much time, but the track is so much longer than the others that it takes a lot of time. Little lock up from Schumacher. Schumacher has received a 10-second time penalty to F1 race, but time penalties won't affect between the tiers, so it's only the penalty points and warnings. So Schumacher has no penalty for this race. Nick Huntis goes 2nd fastest on the background. Babu Noha crossed the line. Another Mercedes driver still stays 8th quickest. Giordia is the next driver, he's on an outlap, so next driver actually is Lateski having an invalidation. So it must be team set on an outlap. So Schumacher is next driver on a lap here, so we can have a long spectate of him. Gaps are surprisingly big. Only Tahvo and Nikandisk on that level, and there's a big jump in the Dean Gamer, Oskuts and people. So even Schumacher haven't been able to match them yet. But let's say yet. Schumacher is leading the F2 championship, so nothing is contrary. Oh, going actually fastest in the 2nd sector, so this can be tight. I may take back that was easy qualifying here. There are really some quick drivers. In the worst case, Tavo has to do all his races remaining in F2 tier. Because there's only 2 or 3 drivers, only once can get into F2 now. So Schumacher goes 2nd, 1/10 behind Tavo. Nikandisk in lap. Babu Nohas. I think that's a lap. Yeah, that's a lap. So Babu Nohas having a quick one here. Oh, bit too wide in the bus stop. Oh, that's on the limit. Was it dangerous or not? Luckily there was nobody very close behind, so I think we count that this time, but that was in the race. If you do that, that's a 5-second penalty if you do that in the race. That wasn't this, and next lap invalidation for sure. He got the track there. And it must, yeah, it is Giordia on the other side of the track. Very wide line there. Bus stop chicane. Very good line. Very good and tight line. DRS open. And cross the line. That's 1.6 seconds off the lead. Goes 8th quickest at the moment. There's Tavo slowing down in the final corner. Trying to get the best line possible. Yeah, taking the line. I would take 2. And there goes. You can gain 1/10 on that line. If you do it perfectly. Tavo has fastest sector 3 at the time. There's Puhkuli waiting for others. Also team set waiting for others. Everyone is waiting for others, so they just need to go now because there is Schumacher coming. He's on an outlap luckily, so no dangerous. Dean Gamer starting new lap. 7.5 minutes to go. I have no idea who's on a lap and who is not. Just pass Larry or Nikandisk's outlap. Whoa, Dean Gamer having to do some... what was the sport? Where you go downhill very quickly. And you need to go between the, I say, pipes. Or whatever. Downhill skiing or whatever. He was doing some downhill skiing there. Guyaming braking on the line, so there are 2 yellow flags, both Alfa Romeo slowing down. Osgood starts his new lap, Road is on the lap, so it's Carcadude cross the line. Stays there, that was an invalidated lap time. Tahvo's had a very good run here. Let's see where he can go. Tahvo should be the next driver. Yeah, Tahvo is next driver to go across the line. So let's see where Tahvo can go. He's 30 milliseconds behind his personal best at the moment. Very good bus stop. Yeah, that, I was about to say very good bus stop chicane, but that was a very terrible bus stop actually, so... Fluat Elpu, first drive across the line, improving by 2/10. Very close to the limits. Good exit. Cross the line. Goes 9 fastest, 1.7 seconds off the pace. The Steam Gamer on P4. Very wide in the bus stop chicane. Maybe not the best way to go. But let's see where he goes. He goes 3rd fastest. That's actually a very good lap now. Starting to compete about between Tahvo, Schumacher and Ikatis. So challenging the top of the tier at the moment. Larry is 12th fastest. He just before the event said he is never strong into qualifying. 8th fastest. Road starting a new lap. Asian Iceman starting a new lap with only Williams. And there's Guyaming having a lap now. Cross the line looking very good until that point where he loses the control of the back a little bit. Still goes 6th fastest, 6/10 off, so I don't think it matters much this point. Puhkuli getting a 2-minute lap time, but invalidation with it. Karkadur through the final corner. This time no invalidation. Cross the line, Karka goes 14 fastest, 3.7 off. So that's a lot to be off. There's only 1 Renault and 1 Williams car. So every other team has 2 cars apart Renault and Williams. They have only just 1 car out there. So Fluat Elpu on a lap. Next driver to go across the line with the valid lap time. Actually, that's a very bad lap time when we look. He's there on the track. And the lap time is already going. So... yeah, people coming back to the pits very quickly, changing the tires and then back to the track. Team said giving space nicely for Apple, who doesn't have a lap yet. But surely very soon he will have one. No, actually yeah, very soon he will have one. Here goes, cross the line, goes 14th fastest, so not a very good lap time to this point. And now he's in a hurry to get back into the pit lane. If he wants to try another one. Road cross the line, goes 7th fastest, improving by a couple of milliseconds. So lots of traffic in the pit entry. Asian Iceman with his Williams cross the line, goes 9th fastest, so top 14 has a good lap time. Or lap time which can be like called here. So 3 drivers having a bad lap time. Fresh Matty is suffering his qualifying, his last place. So Fresh Matty will suffer it validly. Only Rappel and Carcadude need a good lap time here. And then everyone would be within 1.7 seconds. It must be Carcadude. He's in a hurry to the pit box. He's out of fuel, out of ERS. He needs to get off the carriage within half a minute in order to get to another lap. There's lots of traffic in the pit lane. You have like half a minute to leave the track. He's out of fuel. Carcadude is out of fuel. And he stays out of the track. Carco has run out of fuel. He's out there, he has no time to make another lap, so he's out of this qualifying. Last place for him. And that's Dean Gamer's Ferrari. Yep, the retired car. By pressing the button. Zavo leaving the garage, having the provisional pole with a lap of 1:43.839. So hopefully, yeah, Cargo Duty on EI. That's a terrible call by Cargo. It's a terrible call. When we are in the last minutes of qualifying. That's a terrible call by the American. People stacking in the final corner. Geordi going. Oh, the Ferrari to the pits. So Puhkuli's quali is over. Geordi going 10th fastest. People slowing down there, so Ozone having an outlap. Nikandis outlap. Zavo outlap. Everyone is on an outlap. So who is the first driver to go to the track? Osgood starting his lap now. Everyone who is in the pits, they could just press the retire button. They have no time to make another lap, so they could just retire from the session. Loteski crashed. Is Zavo reserve driver on F2? Zavo has a seat. Zavo has a seat because a couple of drivers left the league and or moved to F1, so Zavo had a seat because he has earlier how's it said? Earlier experience from this league, so that's why he has the Mercedes seat in F2. Because he has done earlier seasons here. So he has the Mercedes seat. And that way we are trying to get a couple of points also for the Mercedes, so little bit playing with the drivers, but well, Zavo has earlier experience, so that's why he deserves the Mercedes seat. Osgood's coming very well through the left-hander. 15 seconds, time to cross the line. So Wabunoha, he's on a lap. Wabunoha on a lap here, so close the limits, close the limits. Cross the line. Wabunoha didn't make it. He can't make it. Asian Iceman staying 11th. Nikandis retiring. Ozone, P13, dropped from F1 to F2 now. Driving with Alfa Romeo. Trying to get a lap 1 in. Osgood's, currently 7th, now going pole position by 9 milliseconds. And that's a big kaboom for Zavo when he sees that the young man, younger than him, puts a good lap in. Elpu stays 12th. But that was a shock of all shocks. Even for me, that's a shock. But let's see what Zavo can do. He's the next driver across the line. Hopefully Cargo's EA won't come to the way. Zavo was fastest sector 2. Let's see what happens. Actually, top 6 very tightly contested. And then there's big jumps to next drivers. Hopefully Cargo's EA won't come to the way. It's in the final corner now. He's in the pits. Cargo is in the pits, so no longer an issue. Zavo across the line. He needs just 9 milliseconds improvement. Cross the line. Zavo takes the pole position. Oh god, what a lap. 43.4, half a second. Separating those two guys. There is no one on the lap, so Zavo, pole position. Pole position for Belgium Grand Prix. That was a very strong drive from Zavo. Very, very strong drive. Whoa. So, Zavo first, Osgood second, Schumacher third, Game 4th, Nikandis 5th, Puhkuli 6th, Kaiming 7th. And that's it. That's it for the qualifying. And now very shortly it's a race. Race 1, 11 laps. And yeah, Matti is 18th. So Matti has suffered his quali ban successfully, and he has to start from the back of the grid to the race. Very shortly we will go in Spa-Francorchamps. So, the race is about to begin very shortly in Spa-Francorchamps. Let's see what these drivers have to offer for us once we head down to the grid. 11 laps of racing ahead. Many drivers actually disqualified from the formation lap, so 18 drivers to race 1. Let's see how many we will have in F2, but that's a issue at that time then. No better view available, so we are ready for the 5 red lights. Hopefully they are not broken. They are not broken, so five red lights are in. And we are nearly underway. We are in Spa. We are underway in Spa. Let's see what happens. Tahvo into turn 1. Oh, there's carnage. There's carnage right away from the start. Oh, there's lots of drivers having some minor issues at the back. Oh, there's a huge crash. virtual safety car being deployed at the time. That was a terrible hit. There's so many drivers out from this race, like 5 drivers out from this race. 4 drivers out from this race right from the get-go. We will very surely have replay available from that very shortly, but that was one of the biggest chunks I have seen in the league. Lap 1 incident. 4 drivers out from the race. Dean Gamer, Nick Andisk's second place out. Also Vabu Noha and Fresh Mati. And Dean Gamer is leaving, he's not participating to race 2. We are green. Let's take the VSC. Information away. We have a... Very shortly we will have... Oh, there's Asian Iceman going way off. These guys really had needed a safety car here. The safety car would have been a better option, I say, than the virtual. There was so huge crash that the real safety car would have been a better option. So many drivers have front wing damage, but the safety car would have saved all these guys. The guys who survive without any damage are big winners here. Of course you can go till the end with the 1 stop, but still. That's a big hit. Schumacher leading the championship, very shortly with even higher lead. Very shortly we will have the replay from the race start, but so many drivers into the pits. 23 seconds lost in Belgium during the pit stop in normal conditions. Everyone changing their front wings. Some people even serving penalties. That's whole wing gone. Penalties being served. Well, let's have a look of the race start once again. So here we go. From the pole position, starting quite well. Let's see what actually went wrong, especially there on the background. The Red Bull, oh, the Red Bull hits the barrier on the right. He hits the barrier on the right, and that causes a big incident. Well, obviously that was a racing incident, but that was a huge incident. That little mistake, racing incident mistake, costed 4 drivers race. And looks like we will be having 17 runners to the next race. The opening for Osgood's putting even more fastest. So, more faster, so... Actually, the DRS is now enabled because it's lap 3. So, lap 3 DRS is now enabled. Osgood's challenging Tahabo. Yeah, that was like 98 start, but not in the wets. And we are having a light rain start to the next race, so hopefully we don't get that kind of carnage with 17 drivers. Well, we had a chaotic start for the first time for a while. I think we can call that straight a racing incident because the Red Bull of Matty hit the inside line, hit the inside barrier, and from that barrier he took out 4 drivers, all 3 other drivers on the left. So, well, he just completely ran out of space, so we need to investigate, did the driver who forced him to go there Did he leave enough room, or was it Matty by himself driving to the wall? Because if there was not enough space, then the fault is the driver who forced. Oh, straight 3 seconds from that. But then at fault is the driver who forced him to cut and go to the barrier. Now Schumacher into the pits. Very early pit stop at this point of the race, but might be worth it. It's only 25%. Mediums on and back to the track. Same for road. Softs off, mediums on. And actually front wing changed too, so... yeah, these guys are passing road while he's in the pit lane, changing his tires and front wing. Asian Iceman getting a 5-second time penalty for some reason. Must have cut the track somehow. Gotta do it very close to Schumacher. Yeah, I'm also a bit scared about the light rain. There is also a light rain in F1 race on Sunday coming. So... well. And there's Lateski round. He hit the barrier too like Dean Gamer did last week, but he didn't retire, so he was a lucky man. And Schumacher overtakes Elpu. And once again I have reserved my dinner, so I may need to eat it during the race, so if there's some quiet moments I'm eating, so I mute my microphone because my microphone takes all noise around it, so if I try to eat it's impossible. It's impossible to eat at the same time when I commentate, without any noise. Tavo into the pit lane. Mediums on. It's race against Oskuts. Which one has quickest top? Georgia also to the pit lane. Can Oskuts jump Tavo into pit box? He can get very close, but he can't overtake. Georgia mediums on. Where are these guys dropping? Tavo second, Oskuts third. Schumacher stays forward, Elpo fifth, Kargadud up to 6th place. Rappel still non-stop. So now if there's a safety car, this man is a winner. They will drop to P7 with the safety car margin, so... Oskuts doesn't have DRS, Schumacher does have. And that way Schumacher gets by Oskuts. Oskuts dropping to 4th place. Tavo defending 2nd place, currently virtually leading the race when Rappel pits. Schumacher 2nd, Oskuts 3rd, and that kind of stuff. Well, this top 3 is the only battle on the track at the moment. Virtual safety car deployed. 2nd safety car period from maximum 3. So there's only one more possible safety car period, virtual or actual safety car. Only one more available. Kargadut spinning, and this is playing for Rappel. This is actually paying for Rappel. He will be losing only 14 seconds under virtual safety car conditions, so... but he has the penalty to serve. But he's still winning time. A lot. Elpo into the pits. Kargadut of course having the pit. And now Tavo is in the lead. Virtual safety car is ending, the cars are speeding. Yes, now we are back. Right away, Schumacher getting by. Oh, they touch a little bit. They do touch a little bit. And Schumacher dropping down a couple of positions. Oskuts up to 2nd place. Oh, there's Larry completely lost it in Eau Rouge. He's lucky to stay in the game. Remember, there's only one more possible safety car period in this race. Because we have already had 2 virtual safety cars. So... well... let's have a quick replay from that VSC restart. Did they touch? Well, I don't know who is at fault in this case. Larry has retired from this race. Ah, there he is. In the barriers, completely lost it. No safety cars in this case. Osgood's really giving some pressure for Thabo. 13 runners remaining, 5 retirements in this race. Osgood's really giving some pressure for this ex-F1 driver. Thabo has a little bit of managing pressures because he is... well, I'm not sure is he even the best. Not sure he has the strongest. His strongest trucks are still remaining during the season, especially Singapore. He's like 1 or 2, maybe even 2 seconds quicker than the rest of the grid in there. So Singapore should be an easy one. He is ex-world champion, world record holder in Singapore. So he has had fastest time ever in Singapore in this game for one day. So he has been one of the quickest for a while in Singapore. Worldwide. So he really has a strong record from Singapore. Another yellow in sector 1. And it's Latteski again. Now Karkadude leaving the session, so we will be having 16 drivers in race 2. It's still a good amount, but we don't like people leaving. Osgood's very close. 4 laps to go. Not close enough on the Kennel back straight. Dive bomb from that place would be too much. He's very close though, but that was very quick. There's no space for mistakes for any of these drivers. Thabo is not actually pulling away. He's not pulling away. Osgood's getting closer and closer all the time. Thabo just got the fastest lap. He has used all his energy in there. So... it even might be a risk. Running out of ERS, and there's... Guyaming. Yeah, Osgood has very good pace at the moment. Guyaming dropping to 9th place, whole wing nearly gone, so Roach in provisional pole at the moment for the race 2. On the final sector, in the bus stop chicane, Thabo has his own lines, own way to go through it, and he manages to build a gap of half a second, nearly a second, on the final sector. He's half a second quicker than anyone else on the track in 3rd sector. And by that, Tahvo is able to defend the Kennel Straight. There's no other overtaking place on the track than the Kennel Straight, the easiest place to overtake on the Kennel Straight. And he manages to defend it by using all the energy on the back straight before the start-finish line. So that's a very different strategy, but it's very good strategy. And now team said, oh, that's a big chunk by Rappel. That was a big chunk by Rappel. I just came back to look at him, to look at team said, and he gets trucked instantly. Dean Gamer driving in EA, he's coasting. So Gargoyle is not driving by himself. Gargoyle has actually left. So we have only 12 runners in this race. Really driving. So surprisingly many DNFs in this race. After this try, let's have a replay look of Team Zed and Rappel. If we got that on the replay. This time Osgood is very close, taking the fastest lap away from Tahvo. I don't think Tahvo was expecting this hard competition. He's getting it now. Osgood is close. Taking slipstream very close. Closing. Going down the inside. They banged the wheels. He was closing so well. With only one more try to go on the back of the Kennel Straight. It was a long dive, but they banged the wheels. Oh, he's a nice man, another penalty. Someone gone. It's Latiski again. And now he retires. So we have only 11 runners when we need to take care that Cargio is also out. So we have he's ghosting. So we have only 11 drivers actually running here. Only Guayoming without points. Final lap about to start. Now let's have a look at the banging wheels. If we can see it. This Tahvo driving a little bit. Now we are getting the banging the wheels. Oh, Rappel just out from nowhere comes and hits Team Zed, so well, out from nowhere coming and hitting, so final lap. Will Tahvo take 25 points and starting grid P8 for the next race, which might have 16 drivers. With Cargo and Dean Gamer leaving the session. We will try to invite them back, but we cannot be sure will they participate. I think Osgood has surrendered. He may have to say to Tahvo that take your lead. I can't do anything about it. 8 tenths is too much when there's no longer DRS in the race. Rouge has taken out another driver, so we have only 10 finishers in this race. Because Cargodude is coasting, so we have only 10 finishers, half from the lobby retiring, but Tahvo winning in total by 6.8 seconds. And Thabo taking the fastest lap on the final lap, so 26 points for Thabo. Schumacher crossed the line, stays third. Will Roth take the provisional pole. Georgia, 4th place. Elpu, provisional 5th place. Yes, team said 6th. Rappel 7th. Oh, he ran out of fuel on the line! He ran out of fuel on the line, but yes, Roth gets the pole position. He gets the pole position for race number 2. Thabo winning it. Taking 26 points away, starting P8 in the race 2. Osgood's really gave him some hard pressure. And he manages to win the race. With Osgood second and Schumacher third. So Schumacher having the now 19-point lead. But there is still race 2 with light rain conditions. Let's see what's about to happen. I take the required screenshots here. Takes so long time to take them. Not sure which version it did, so I need to take all again within this couple of seconds here only. All to spare. Now I got them all. And well, very shortly we will have the race 2. I need to take my phone now because the host, we have a new host for today's race. He may ask some questions about the lobby settings from me. So I need to be aware. With the changes. Hopefully he is in there to make those changes. Someone is already hurrying to the track. Well, I may need to call him, so I will put a mute for a moment. Very short moment, we will continue. I will inform him by a call. the advice is given by a call, so the grid is now all set, or should be if the settings are changed and the weathers are changed. So we should be ready to go here in the lobby with the grid all set. 16 drivers in the race. Race 2. And it's full wet, light rain conditions. I will have to eat a little bit during the formation lap, so I won't talk anything, but my food is nearly cold and I have a full plate of food there. So I need to get rid of it as soon as possible. And I'm not the world's quickest eater, so it may take a little moment. But with 16 drivers, we will go in the rain. Well, as we can see, the weather is not the best possible here. So well, Tavo even didn't have any setup to this race, the first race, and he still won the race. So, well, actually, he did have, but for the second race he doesn't have, so there is no time between the sessions. So, we will go how it is. But I will eat here during the formation lap, so in a minute or two. If we never even start. If this never even wants to start. Is there people reporting about the crashing? No, now we are going. Everybody is ready. Road first. From P8, the Rappel team set Elpu, Guardia, Schumacher, Oskut, Stahvo, Puhkli, SNS, Mankaiming, Lateski, Larry, Nikandis, Wapunoha, Matti. That's the order, the race 2. I will eat now, and be back to the start. The race is about to start and I haven't still eaten my food. So, well, any settings in the OBS is not ready for this race start. Luckily there's a couple of drivers still behind. Hope the starting lights are not broken. They were not last time. Hopefully they are not broken now too. A long waiting for the first drivers. It's time to go. The lights are not broken, so it's time to go. Go white red lights for the Belgium race 2 in light rain. There goes. Good start from road. Hopefully these drivers take it easy. It's raining, it's wet. Hope these guys take it easy and not a carnage this time here. Now they are giving enough space for everyone. Wabu Nohan guys are also taking a good way. Good marching to others. Oh, there's a very wide line by Matty. Oh, there's carnage. The has going off. Oh, there goes Icy and Iceman into safety car this time. That was staying 8. People getting penalties. Safety car out on the track. Well, first lap safety car. Only AC and Iceman retiring from this race. So still 15 drivers here. Williams having a nightmare. Again. The safety car. This time a whole safety car. Last time on a virtual one. So. Another chaotic race start. Can we have a replay about it right away? Yes, we can. So there goes. All lights are out. So let's see. What went wrong in general? Is everyone giving a lot of space? But after a rouge, it all went wrong. There goes the Williams very wide line at the back. And there's someone hitting something very badly. The Williams going off. Both Williams is going off. And that causes a safety car to be deployed. Well, a lot of people into the pit lane taking new inters. I have no idea which way the weather is going, but it is bad at the moment. Looks like it's even getting heavy rain. Because this looks like heavy rain, I'm not sure though. It started in light rain conditions, but looks like it's going into heavy rain. Fresh Matti has had a terrible weekend, first retirement and now in the last place. This time surviving. But still, safety car deployed in this race. Now I got some time to eat during this safety car period. Fresh Matti has crashed behind a safety car. In Eau Rouge. He has managed to crash during the safety car, so both Williams is out from this race. 14 runners remaining. That was a very unfortunate retirement for Fresh Matti. At least he suffered a squad ban, but the time penalty is still unserved. By the way, you have 11 viewers there. Is there any game audio? In the F1 race last week it didn't work. Is there any game audio this week? My OBS is saying there is audio. But do you hear any game audio, engine sounds and this kind of stuff? Do you hear? Please answer to the comments. The track is drying actually. The rain has ended, the track is drying. Safety car back to the pit lane at the end of this lap, so we are getting ready to go again. Let's see the penalties, latesti 5 seconds. Tää 10 seconds. Terrible call. Yep, that's the penalties. Oh no. 10-second penalty. He didn't gain any time. Where the hell did he cut? He was in the queue. Where the hell did he cut? That's an excellent question. The safety car has already came back to the pit lane, so let's take the graphic off. Where in the hell did Elpu cut the track? Nikandis clearly cut the track there. Oh, that's a big advantage. Oh, they're nearly running out of space. They run out of space. Uhkul is out from the race. They run out of space. Nikandis cut the track. He went into the battle. Nikandis cut the track. Got so much advantage. He got so much advantage from that when he cut the track. So pretty much, well, how could you say, he indirectly caused the incident by cutting the track behind. Because he was so much quicker, he made contact quickly. So he indirectly caused an incident. That's not clearly his fault, but indirectly he caused the incident between Puhkuli and Nikandis. Dhabi is just trying to get by these guys. The track is drying. There's no need to hurry now. Oh, Rappel completely losing it. Well, I can show only one replay footage at a time. So we may need to save this one and forget the crash. Because I even didn't see the crash completely, so we just need to forget the crash. Alfa Romeo's going side by side. Team set in front. But Korea lagging badly. And Team set staying third. Schumacher challenging road for the race lead. Both into the pits, that's a 5-second penalty for road. That's a 5-second, I call that straight. That's a 5-second penalty. Rappel out from this race and we have a safety car. That has been a huge crash. And by that cut, Rhodes has been awarded a 5-second penalty by me. I can call that straight. That was a clear cut into the pit lane. New inters for Geordie! Terrible call. Terrible call. Geordie accidentally took new intermediates. Luckily it's a safety car, but he accidentally took the mediums, or the intermediates. Zavo, he's not trusting the softs. Everyone is taking the mediums, they don't trust the softs, of course they know the distances, how far they go. After the safety cut there's only a couple of laps to go, so I might have taken the softs in this case. Nikandis is taking the softs. Nikandis can't overtake. And that's the order. Schumacher leading. Road has the 5 seconds, we need to remember that. He cut the track so clearly in the pit lane that he has been awarded a 5-second time penalty for crossing the pit entry white line. So, Road 5 seconds, Stavo 10 seconds currently, Elpu's 10 seconds under investigation how the hell he got him. Stavo must have got the chicane or something behind the safety car, but Elpu got the 10-second penalty in the queue. So, little bit too much, and the game is giving you a 10-second penalty. If it's a penalty, it's completely taken away, because there is no point having a 10-second penalty and not even gaining an advantage. So, if it's like I think, it will be taken away completely. 12 viewers here at the moment, so let's update at this point that Rhodes has a 5-second time penalty given by me for cutting the track and or actually cutting to the pit lane. He saw Schumacher going into the pits, he cut the track straight into the pit lane. That's a 5-second penalty. At the same time, very dangerous move. So yeah, the safety car is staying out, so I show you a replay and then I go get something to drink. So, here we can see something we have saved on the replay. This is the Davos, Ruppels and Osgood's incident. So, here goes. Did Ruppel just completely lose it? Yeah, he lost it from the curb. No one touched him, he just lost it from the curb. So, well, at this point, once the safety car is staying out, I go and get myself something to drink after that food, so I will be back very shortly. And to which case, Fairley has answered Neen. What do you mean by that? Do you mean the 5-second penalty for Road, or do you mean something else? Because I have said so many things that I don't even know by myself. Which ones you guys are meaning in the comments. You have 13 viewers live, that's the highest amount of people for who I have streamed ever. In any of my streams, I have never reached 13 viewers. And that's a lot. Thanks for that. Of course this is a league channel, so I should get it. On my own channel I have never reached over 6 viewers at the same time. 8 sometimes, but for this long, for like 10 minutes straight, I have never had over 10 viewers. For straight, over 10 viewers, 10 minutes straight, never. So, well, I appreciate that. My hard work is not wasted. And the safety car is back to the pit lane at the end of this lap. Schumacher leading the pack. No other information by the game, just the safety car back to the pit lane. 12 runners, Rappel, Puhkuli, Matti and Easy Nice Man out from this race. Currently fastest lap going for Schumacher. 2 minutes, 8 seconds. Let's see the tire choices. Oh, half softs, half mediums. Soft guys should dominate. 6 laps to go. Do you mind checking my message? I check the messages. If it's on the PlayStation, I will check them after the race. Here goes. Now we are across the line, now you can overtake. Tavo trying to go down the inside, he goes. He gets the P3 right from the safety car restart. Again, I forgot the graphic on the board, now it's gone. And we are green, green, green. Tavo can't overtake into Eau Rouge. Now he can, all in. Lap 7 to go, so there's only 5 laps actually. It's lap 7 now, so there's only 5 laps. Mikandis in the pit lane and Tavo up to P2 on those mediums. Very strong performance, but Schumacher has softs in front, so he should be easily going to win this race today, if there's no issues with the tires. Nikandis 3 seconds. Nikandis had a terrible weekend. Schumacher is going to increase the lead by 40 points, so the championship lead for Schumacher would be 44 points after this race. Of course, there's maximum points from one weekend is 52, so nothing is settled yet. Even 100-point lead can't secure the championship before Brazilian Grand Prix, so nothing is settled yet. You need at least 100-point lead to secure the championship. It's the same thing than having a 50-point lead in F1. 100 points here is the same thing as 50 in F1. So you need to split the points by 2 to get the kind of F1 gap. Rote and Osgood going side by side for very long there. Team said, joining the battle down the inside. What a dive. Oh, they do touch. They do touch. Hopefully that is not a disqualification for Rote. No. Well, we got some very good replay footage out from that. And that surely goes to investigation. Now there's no space left for Elpu. Terrible start to the race. Next lap 9 will give us the DRS for the last 3 laps. Of course, there's still one more possible virtual safety car period, but I don't think there will be. He lost it. Oh no, 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 no. We just got a great replay footage from the battle, so I don't want to clip that. I don't want to clip that incident because I can show you only one replay file at a time. I cannot store any replay files. That would be great. I could show you 3 replays in the same go, but unfortunately I can't. So just one at a time. 11 runners still remaining. Nikandis still might get a couple of points. Out from this race. Fastest lap is also every day available. Oh, Gaiming nearly going. Oh, they touch. They touch with Wabunoha. There's debris everywhere. There's a lot of debris. 3 laps to go. Team said getting back this position he lost a couple of laps ago. 1 lap ago, actually. Larry, who has always failed in the qualifying, is now challenging from P5. Going very close from the wall. Replay from the battle very shortly. Can he go down he's going around the outside, then down the inside, but he can't make it. Tavo taking the fastest lap, Kayaming cutting the track. That's actually very harsh, giving the penalties. Very, very harsh giving the penalties the last corner. And DRS is now enabled for the last 3 laps in this race. And Larry overtaking Wabunoha for 5th place. Now chasing down for 4th place. Oh, Wabunoha, something's wrong. He has completely missed the apex. Nikandis taking the fastest lap away. No point coming at the moment. He's 16 points behind there. So it's just not given for anyone if it's for P11. if one driver retires, you need to be within top 9 to score the points, so he will get original points, but he won't get the fastest lap extra point. Oh, they do touch again. Or they don't touch again, but they touch. Another touch in this race. Oh, a little bit internet lagging. Damage for Guyaming. He's dropping, he's giving the position for free. Very good play, very good play to give positions if you have red front wing. No need to give any panic for anyone, just give the position for free if you know you can't challenge. Oh, there's a big contact! There's a big contact between Nobunoha and... oh, that was a reset. Luckily no one was close, but that was a reset. Might be a 5-second penalty. But that was a very... big crash. I want to show you the battle. I don't want to save you these clips. So let's show it now so we can start saving other clips. So here goes, lap 4. Oh, there's a big load time. Now we go. Lap 7, big battle. 3 wide momentarily. Their team set joins. And then they touch. And Rode decided to go the other way around. So now we can start saving another replay clips if we even get one more in this race. I hope not, but if we get one, now we can save it. Oh, the Latteski crashed! Latteski has crashed with someone heavily because he's backwards into the barriers, but the front tire has been knocked off. He has done 90% of the race, but he will drop to P11 because Nikandis takes P10, so it's P11. His count as finished driver, he won't get a DNF mark. He will be count with the 0, but no points, P11. And now you need to be within the top 9 to score the fastest lap. And Nikandis is 10th, so the 10th place is not enough. And if Wapunoha has the 5-second time penalty, he will get P9 and the fastest lap point. Oh no. That's not a good play to go on the grass. It looked like he had banged with someone, but he might have just spun around after the barriers. Very unfortunate way to end it. Final lap. Tahvo is trying to get the maximum 50, 51 or 52 points, depending on can he get the fastest lap here at the end. He's surely trying for it, but can he make it with the tire temps on? That's a question. He has used to drive with no tire temps with me in the car. We hate tire temperatures because they get up so easily against the EI. So we hate them and we have disabled them. Final lap. TR is in a bit of pace. He will also have a DRS assistance for the final lap. Schumacher's he's out of tires. This is Tahvo's only chance. Team set forcing the Haas of Larry on the grass. I didn't see that completely. I did not see that completely. So I can't call anything straight. We need to investigate those things. Rode down the inside. Blocking Kjordi illegally. Not illegally, legally. And keeping the position. We will have a replay file of that Tahvo's trying and team sets blocking. We will have a replay footage of that after the race. Maybe if there's something else happening. Something more interesting happening. Last sector. Tahvo has all power in, slipstream, everything is available, maybe even fastest lap. Tahvo is a lightning here in the final sector. Always beating everyone in the final sector, getting a big slipstream, maybe even a fastest lap. If they can nail the final corner, they touch! But Tahvo is a fair player. He doesn't take the victory away from Schumacher. That way he doesn't get a penalty from that. Yeah, that way they don't. That way Tahvo won't get a penalty from that. Oskuts is third. Larry fourth. Oh, they have touched in the final corner. Team set has run out of fuel. He has run out of fuel on the line. Desperately trying to get it through. 6th place. And the Kantisks cross the line. Let's have a podium ceremony and then the replay. Team Set ran out of fuel on the line and he finished 6th in the race. Schumacher touched Schumacher, but he didn't take the win, so he doesn't get a penalty from now. No need to investigate. They didn't take it away, Taho was a fair guy. If he had overtaken Schumacher, I would have called the 5 seconds straight. And that way I would have counted in the points that Taho would not have won the race. So, let's have a replay of that final lap. There's the contact itself. Well, that was very interesting race ending. So F2 is done for this weekend. And well, it was very funny weekend once again. Next week we do have Italian Grand Prix in F2, but there's still F1 action in Spa remaining. So nothing is settled yet. The chat is hot. The chat is hot. Tahvo taking 1-2 this weekend in pole position, so Tahvo will be driver of the day. So this week's F2 action is over. I check the chat here after last race while I start ending the stream. He might have. Lateski might have touched. With Oskuts, so I need to inform these guys that send the footage. Yeah, so there is race 1 picture, isn't it? Yes, it's race 1. I'm here sending the race results to the chat, so nothing for you guys. Another week of racing done. At least on the F2 side, but we will have F1 on Sunday. Tahvo clean driver of the day today, even though the final corner, but still. He was so fair, man, to not take the win, but after collisioning. So fair play by Tahvo, and thanks for the move, not taking the win from the other after your mistake. But that's the end of the race. F1 action on Sunday at 4 PM UK. So stay tuned. We will continue then. See you next time. Goodbye.